Woo!
All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome. This is the Wake Up SUP Show. I'm Candace Appleby, here with my co-host, Andre Niemeyer.
That's right, and we got, well, it's been quite some time now, but we got a lot of new things for you. As you can see, we got a whole new studio here. We're really excited, and a lot of nice features too. And we have one of the greatest shows of all time. So
Connor Baxter's in the house.
Let me say, it's not just Connor Baxter. This show, you have the two fastest paddlers in the world in this show here. So the two winners of the BOP last year. So I'm here as the biggest fan, sitting right next to them, and I think this is a killer show. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, and Connor is right around the corner here, so in the next production room. So.
Yeah. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about Molokai and the neck-and-neck race he had this year with Dave Kalama and the new record that he set. We're going to talk about the battle, of course, and we're going to get Connor Baxter's thoughts on drafting. So there's a lot of interesting stuff, but before we get into that, Andre, what have you been up to? I haven't seen you.
Oh, gee. So I went to Brazil earlier this year. So that was fun. Kind of warm water, sunshine.
Looking pretty trim these days, too.
I know. Lost 35 pounds in 2 months.
Wow.
Something
What's
like
your secret?
that. Yeah. So, wow, you're going to have to stay tuned for SUP Connect on that one.
Health spot
on that one, that's right. So 35 pounds in 2 months, and then I lost about another 10 pounds in another 2 months or so. So, yeah, it's just working it, you know?
Working hard, having fun.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we just had the Surf Race to Victory last weekend.
That's right.
Speaking of working hard and having fun, that was pretty gnarly. It was Huntington Beach, south side of the pier, and lots of the top racers showed up, and it was good, just macking nice walls coming in at Huntington Beach. And let me tell you, there was some serious carnage.
Yeah, I was there last year for the first Surf Race to Victory, and I remember like the epic finish between Anthony Vela, who is right next door, and Jamie Mitchell, and that's an incredible format, right?
Yeah.
So how did you do? How was it?
Well, let me say, Anthony didn't disappoint this year. Again, he put on another stunning performance. He, came up short on a little bit of a run to the beach with Eric Tarian, but the whole race was his, and it was just amazing to see these huge sets coming through and everybody else getting drilled, and he just kept squeaking over with no leash or anything, and everybody, the whole beach was like, oh, what's gonna happen? Oh yeah, it was so exciting. So, but yeah, it was a good race for me. I won the raceboard class and the surfboard class, so I can't really complain there.
See, here's how I get faster. I just touch Candace right there. So dominating as usual.
Yeah,
so.
And speaking of surf racing, I've been having so much fun surfing on my raceboard lately, and we're going to show you a fun little clip from me surfing my raceboard yesterday at Sano and go to a commercial break. And when we're back, we will have Connor Baxter in the house. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and we have Connor Baxter in the house. Connor, what's up?
How are you guys?
I'm good. Well, I know you're good. We've been hanging out. We've been training, but sometimes, you know, when you're the host, you got to act like you don't know all the things about the person, so that way we can help you guys figure them out, right? But Connor, what's up? How you doing?
Yeah, been super good. Like you said, been hanging with you and Bella, just having a good time, having a blast. Thanks guys for having me on the show. Stoked to be on it.
Yeah, we're awesome.
We're stoked to have you on the show. So, I mean, this is quite a show. It's got the two fastest people here, so in the world. So I'm sure the audience is stoked and on all the insights you guys are gonna.
So Connor, let's start it off. You've had a tremendous year. You've gone all over the place. Tell us about some of your favorite events that you've been to this year so far, and tell us about some of your adventures you've been on.
I've been all over. So fortunate. Did Molokai, that was a highlight. I mean, had Dave right on my heels, if not in front of me, the whole entire time. And then,
so wait a minute. Let's talk about that race. Let's stop for a second, because this is 32 miles from Molokai to Oahu, which is longer than a marathon. It's basically a paddle marathon.
Yep.
In the roughest channel in the world. The conditions this year were amazing, and you had this neck and neck battle with Dave pretty much for the whole last 3 hours, right?
Yeah, I mean, the first hour we were just kind of on our own little zone. I went a little more north, he went a little more south, and hour into it, I decided to head straight down, go surf the bumps, and met up with him actually, and then 3 hours. Those 3 hours were basically, if I went north, he would kind of stay in my course. We were just staying together, pushing each other, which allowed us to pull away from third in the whole pack.
Yeah. So were you guys talking to each other? Were you talking smack? Were you joking? What was going on?
Nah, he's by far one of my favorite competitors. I mean, we've had a lot of races. We had Maui and Molokai, Smoking Wind Day, and yeah, every time we've been pretty close, just always battling it until the end. And every time we catch bumps together, we're talking like, oh my God, this is amazing, this is so cool. And he doesn't get in his own little world, and like you can talk to him, and he's just having a good time, stoked to be on the water, just like me. So it's pretty cool.
So when you're in this race and you have, you meet up in the middle of the channel, you got 3 more hours to go or whatnot. What's going through your mind? Like, what do you start to like kind of go crazy with all the possible scenarios? Okay, if this happens when we're here at this point, this is what I'm going to do. Or like, what were you thinking? What were the strategies going through your mind? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I mean, hour into the race, that's majority of races you're already done, So we already have been paddling for a while, so we're a little bit tired. Catch up to him, and then, like you said, I mean, when you're going 32 miles, you're not that close normally, and you're in your zone. You're going your own course. You're doing your own thing, and meeting up with him kind of changed the whole game. And it's just weird, just going back and forth. It was really playing with my mind, and like, oh, am I going to beat him? He get in front, and then I'm a little bit behind, and just have to like flip that switch, catch back up to him, not let him pull away too far, and then I actually would get a little lead on him. And then it would just switch back and forth. It was crazy.
Wow. And so when you're coming around the finish, you come around China Walls and Portlock area, and it's basically like, you've paddled 32 miles, and then you get socked in the gut with the wind that's coming straight at your face for another mile. Yeah. You could see the finish. You're paddling. Where were you two then? What happened? Did you catch any waves at Portlock? What was the finish like?
Well, I mean, my strategy, like coming into there, I don't know how far away, but I wanted to get a comfortable lead onto him, so I just put my head down. And when you're going that far, like any amount of effort you put into the paddling and going, I mean, it counts. I mean, you really have to work for it. And I made a pretty decent-sized gap on him, and coming into Portlock, got a little wave, couple bumps, and then I look back and Dave is just on a bomb and pulls up side by side to me, and I'm just like, no.
Wow.
You just got a free ride right to me, and he's a little bigger, and he doesn't like the flat water stuff, so I still was pretty positive, and just kept my head positive and put my head down and did my choke grip and paddled to the finish.
So that's what I was thinking about. You guys are coming into this flat water section, and then you're so springy and fast when you choke down on your paddle, but then Dave is also big and powerful, so he could put the hammer down, go against the wind. You never know what's going to happen. I remember we were in Utah at a river race, and we saw the Twitter feed, and we hear they're 50 yards, 500 yards. Oh my gosh, what's going to happen? But wow, what did that feel like when you crossed the finish line after that kind of a battle? Was that your most satisfying win so far, or one of them? It's up
one
to
of
you up
them.
there.
We got battles, so one of them for this year, and when it's just that close, I'm used to it for the battle, used to it for all these other 5-10 mile races, and it's close. It's not that big of a gap, Last year I made a 4-minute lead on Scott Gamble, which you come in, you put your board up, you rinse off, and then he's starting to come in or just coming across the finish line. And to have him right there, and also he went on a different course coming into it. I just did a straight shot straight to the finish, and he was kind of creeping around, staying out of the wind. And it's pretty shallow, so it's a kind of a dice roll to do that. And I just straight shotted it, and I'm like, we're even. And then he's starting to come back, and finally had that little bit of that gap. And right from there, kind of knew I had it, and just kept the hammer and kept it going.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations.
It was something like 23 seconds difference.
24. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's not that. That's a really close.
Yeah.
So you had like a 24 second difference, and it was a record year, right?
Yep.
Set a new record.
So
both of us. Yeah.
For the both of you, that's impressive. Last year you set the record for the fastest cross and stand up. And he had the record before.
Correct.
And this year you come like to 24-second difference. You go, oh my goodness!
It was crazy.
How much hanging on that with all that background, right? Like the previous years riding on it.
So this was the third or fourth time you did Molokai. This was your fourth Molokai, right?
No, I had 14, 15, and 16. Yeah, fourth
Molokai. Yeah, okay.
17.
And I remember my first Molokai was your first Molokai, and you were 14 years old.
Yeah.
I remember seeing you cross the finish line.
Dead.
And your interview after, and we're just all looking at, wow, this kid is crazy. And you're like, that was the gnarliest thing I've ever done.
It was.
It was pretty cool.
It was. The last 8 miles was just up current, and then you that was the first time coming into Portlock, and I was just like, are you serious? I just paddled this far and have to go into the wind?
Yeah.
It was horrible.
Awesome. So other than that, after that, you've been hitting all the trade shows. You went to Florida. You kicked butt over there in the Stand-Up World Series race.
Yep.
Macking surf.
It was crazy. Had the storm. It was double overhead Florida pumping. It was just like, what? This never happens, you know? And, it was a great race. Had great competitors, and did well in the distance, got first, and then we have the whole surfing side, it's just roll the dice.
Yeah.
Made it out to the surf, came to the beach pretty much first, and just ate it in the double up shore break. And got past, but that's the game, right?
That's surf racing for you.
Yeah, exactly.
And the hurricane swell, right?
Yeah.
Was, I think Hurricane Leslie.
Correct.
So, racing, surfing hurricanes in Florida.
We had some fun a couple weeks ago in Hood River. That was a fun race.
Definitely. That was
a good one.
So fun. Hood River is just an amazing place. So much. One day I went snowboarding, windsurfing, mountain biking, river rafting. You could do so many things in one day. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, stern wheeling.
Oh, I was so jealous. I saw the photos.
It was so much fun. We caught waves for like 30 minutes.
30 minutes. It was just on the 14s. Carving.
It was so much fun.
And there were several of you riding waves at the same time because
there's
the stern wheeler makes about
easily
5 waves.
About 5 waves, and then it's
one
pretty
session
cool.
we had Anthony, Dan Gavir, Nikki, Slater Trout. It was so much fun.
There you go. We're
but
going
if
to talk
you missed
about
the boat,
we're talking about drafting, but that is drafting.
That's drafting to the max.
Yeah, right.
But that's fun drafting. You can surf.
Well, you're also, you write for GoPro, right?
Correct,
And I got word you did your first little GoPro edit, so we're going to go to commercial, but before the commercial, we're going to show you some of Connor Baxter's other skills, which is film editing, and just what it's like to hang out with him on Maui. So here's a fun little day with Connor Baxter and his GoPro.
We drop bass in your face. We drop bass in your face. We drop bass in your face. We drop blowing up the place, blowing up the place. Drop bass in your face. We drop bass in your face. We drop bass in your face. We drop bass in your face. Boom, focus better than the zoom. Drop, make the floor bounce. There we go, give me room. Drop, boom, focus better than the zoom. Drop, make the floor bounce. Make the floor bounce. Drop, boom, focus better than the zoom. Drop, make the floor bounce. There we go, give me room. Drop, boom. We flying in the spaceship, back to the basics, back to the matrix. Matrix. We drop bass in your face. Drop.
Choice, either quad or thruster setup, or whatever your choice is. You got a beautiful foil. I think you got a nice little template here that'll be pretty versatile, whether you ride a really big board or even a pretty small stand-up board. It's almost better to have 5 boxes in your board, so sometimes you can ride the quad. One nice little feature that we have in the box fin, you can use an FCS key to tighten it, so you only have to carry one key, you don't have to carry a screwdriver.
We had this nice swell that came by, and I had regular thruster fins on my stand-up paddleboard. I went out and the fins were just a bit too small, they didn't have the right shape. The board was skiddy on the bottom turns, off the lip, and on the roundhouses. I switched to the Jerry Lopez fins designed for stand-up paddleboards, and it just worked great. I was able to get good turns off the top on roundhouses and also on bottom turns. So I didn't have the Jerry Lopez fin at the peak of the swell, but now I got them. I'm ready for the next swell and stoked.
All right, we are back with Connor Baxter in the house. We were just talking about Molokai and his incredible win, and now, you know, we all know Connor Baxter's fast. Of course, everybody knows he's the fastest in the downwind. He wins the BOP. He can win course races in flatwater, but some people don't know how great of a surfer you are and how versatile you are. Connor, can you tell us a little bit about, or a lot bit about your background? We want to know, you know, how you became a stand-up paddler.
Well, I mean, just like you, I mean, I was born, I mean, in Hawaii, surrounded by water, and just like you, I mean, all the water sports, why not? I mean, started at a young age. I think 2 or 3 was thrown on the longboard with my dad, and went out there for a while, and then just, I mean, they didn't force me or anything. I mean, they gave me the boogie board. I body surfed with my mom on her back, and I mean, just, yeah, I mean, water was my life. I mean, tried to do everything. My parents had the whole windsurf business, so I stepped into that, was shortboarding at the time, and just having fun. I mean, anytime. I mean, Maui's such a great playground. I mean, early morning can go surf, but then midday, I mean, it gets windy, so it's like all the surfers go. I mean, they'd be, I guess, lazy, you can call it. But
so what are we looking at right now? What was that massive wave we
that
just
was
saw?
windsurfing at Jaws.
Eric, see if you can bring that back.
Yeah.
Windsurfing at Jaws.
Windsurfing
How
at
old are you
Jaws.
in this picture? Is this recent?
This was actually last winter.
Last winter.
Yes, correct.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so when did you start surfing Jaws? How old were you? And what did you surf Jaws on first, I guess? Did you start on a windsurf?
Yeah, first time was windsurfing. I mean, I toe surfed a lot. We had a ski, and windsurfing, I don't know, I just felt the most comfortable. And
How old were you the first time?
Probably 14.
14 years old, windsurfing Jaws.
So
Yeah.
do you actually...
That's stand-up.
Supping Jaws?
Yeah,
Wow.
that was stand-up Jaws.
So, but wait. Do you eat it as like when you're doing
Well, actually,
windsurfing?
on that big wave, I actually went down on that exact wave.
On this one right here where the lips kind of...
No, not this one.
No, the
one.
windsurfing
Yes,
one.
I actually went down on that, and it was just one of those things with Mother Nature. You know, I mean, you can't play games with her. I was playing it safe, catching all like the 3rd or 4th one, and finally I was like, oh, look at this one, and just went on the first one, you know, because no one was on it, and went down. And when you're windsurfing, I mean, there's the skis out there, but majority of them have either photographers or they're anchored because
Right.
the people are windsurfing. And so I actually had to swim to the channel, and it was a good little wake-up call.
Wake up. What is this? This is a great wave. We're looking
Maui,
at right
all
now.
Maui. That's Outer Sprex, great wave. And it's really cool. I mean, toe surfing blew up. Everybody was toe surfing. This wave was crowded with jet skis, and now it's all prone and stand-up, and it's pretty cool. And
Awesome.
taking it to the next level.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's one of the perks of stand-up, I guess, because there's an etiquette. If
Yeah.
there's somebody in the lineup without a jet ski, they got to stop.
Yeah,
So
there,
you
even
can
if there's
think-
one surfer in there, I mean, they won't go. I mean, you're not allowed to,
Yeah.
you know. And especially that spot, it was great for stand up. It's good distance out there, you know. So you have to paddle all the way out,
Yeah.
unless you're fortunate, have a ski get dropped off out there. But
So there you go. We just unlocked a huge secret. Okay, if there are 50 guys doing toe-in on jet skis, just get out there and your stand-up, and everybody's going to stop. You're going to
Clear
have the
lineup.
whole lineup for yourself. The only catch is you got to survive. So
Yeah.
that's all.
you don't have the safety
Easier
of the
said
ski.
than done, folks. We should have a little
That's right.
disclaimer at the bottom of the screen. Don't go
Don't
to
try this
Jaws
stuff.
on your stand-up. So, you're a great surfer, and does that play into your training, or you just, you know, I know you train a lot, right? What's your training like in the regular season? What are you doing at home on Maui?
Just, I mean, everybody asks, do you do cross training? And it's like, I mean, my life is cross training, you know? I mean, I go out there, wake up early morning, do a training session, and wind comes up, go on the windsurfer out there for 5 hours, you know? I mean, maximizing the day, you know, just getting every possible sport, maybe a downwinder after that, and if the wind dies, glassy, go for another surf in the afternoon, you know? Just get on the water as long as I can from sunrise to sunset.
Awesome.
And that plays right into all my inclinations as far as approach to life, because it seems that some of the most, like the fastest people, they're just having fun.
Yeah.
Like you see some people who come from a completely different background and they have this very rigid, strict, workout
Yeah.
routine. You go to the gym, then you run, and you ride
Yeah.
your bike, you
Yeah.
swim. But like you too, and there are several other people out there who just go out and have fun. The wind is up, windsurfing, swimming, surfing,
body surfing.
surfing.
I like how you said cross training is my life, because sometimes you're out and you're surfing hard or whatever we're doing it to to the fullest, and someone will ask you, what are you doing? What are you training for?
It's like,
well, a lot of the times it's for life.
Just having fun.
Just to have fun and be healthy and fit. And
I mean, of course, all started surfing. My surfing helps my windsurfing in the waves. My windsurfing actually helps my surfing because I'm actually windsurfing regular stance. And when I go on the stand-up, I've been mixing it up, trying to go regular, try to go goofy, which is my natural stance. And I mean, just all of them put together make me, make me.
Goofy footers. I mean, there you go. We got 2 here, so that's great.
That's how it's
awesome.
done.
Alrighty.
So, speaking of training, we've been training a lot. It's been fun, training for the battle. I mean, it's been great to have Connor in town, because what better person to paddle with than the guy that won the race and that's been winning all the races. And it's been pretty fun. We've been going down to Sano early in the morning, setting buoys inside and outside the surf line. And one day, the first day, we had 6 to 8 people show up, and it was so fun. We all took off on that wave together, and it's like
battle
you can
the paddle.
hear the carbon fiber and the boards skimming on the wave together.
Yeah.
Everybody coming into that buoy. So we're having a little issues with those videos, but I'm gonna post some more of those of the group training sessions on my Facebook page later today. So be on the lookout for those.
Yeah, it's definitely been great.
I mean, we're training for the battle.
That's the next one.
How does that make you feel, Connor?
Battle. I mean, won it last year, so I wear the big one with the target, But it's gonna be fun. I mean, the most important part is the start, getting to that buoy first, and then, depending on the surf, it's all up to you. And it's gonna be fun. I mean, got a lot of fast paddlers. Everybody's been training, I'd say, for this event. End of the year now. I mean, getting close to it, and this is the one. Everybody wants to finish on a good note, so you got to make this one count.
And, for the most part, things are the same with the battle this year as far as the elite rates. Not a lot changing there. We've got the 2 heats in the morning, so you got the 9 o'clock heat, which is going to be all the odd numbers from the year before, and then everybody else. 10 o'clock is the even-numbered heat as far as what your results were last year, plus everybody else. Then they got the open race, and then the elite race takes place. That'll be about 2.5 laps around that same course. But the next day, the distance race, a couple things have changed. Men's elite have to be on 14-foot boards rather than unlimiteds, and women's elite have to be on 12.6 rather than unlimiteds, which I don't know how I feel about that. But I think it's a great thing for the men being on 14s.
Yeah,
because there's only so many unlimiteds you guys can get your hands on, right?
Yeah, you can't travel with an 18-footer. I mean, 14 is already pushing it, so it's definitely a relief. I mean, last year I had to go, I had to design, custom board, do the so on and so forth, so.
Yeah. And you know what? It's not really an unlimited race, I don't think, that course, because you have so much incoming, outgoing tides, then you have this, the swells that kind of come at you from the side. It's kind of actually awkward on unlimited.
Oh,
but
definitely.
There is one thing that I just read in the rules that I found out this year, is that PFDs are mandatory for the distance race, no matter if you're an elite paddler or not.
Oh, wow. That's breaking news.
So a leash not necessarily required, but a PFD is required. So, which, I can see for the liability standpoint, there's a lot of people that are going to be out there on that race. So better safe than sorry.
So the weight of the PFD might make a difference.
Yeah, you never know.
So definitely, be prepared, paddlers. Have your PFD. Get that ready for the battle. Make sure you got something that's comfortable.
And they got one that's like a belt, right? So.
Yeah. Or you could strap it to your board somehow. They did say that you could.
As long as you have it.
As long as you could put it on your board.
Yeah. It might though have some drag.
It might add weight to the board. So it's like, do you want the weight on your body or do you want the weight on your board? I don't know. You gotta have to decide. I'm still figuring that one out myself.
Definitely.
So, distance race. There's going to be a lot going on out there.
Oh.
Straight shot.
Yeah.
There's going to be some drafting. What do you think about that?
Every year.
Drafting, ladies and gentlemen. Drafting.
Every year, any race that is, if there's not in and out through the surf, if it's not downwind, and but any race you get that's 10 miles, even if it's 5 miles, you're going to have to deal with it no matter what. And it's there, I'm not 100% against it, but there has to be some rules to it.
Tell us how you really feel. Wait a minute. We're going to get into this a little bit more.
Wait.
I don't think anybody gets drafted more than Connor Baxter.
Okay, so
maybe you.
Oh, maybe me.
Yeah.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to a commercial break. That's going to be the teaser, okay? And you stay tuned to come back and listen from these two here.
And have your phones ready, because this is our next segment is going to be the time where you can ask some questions. And we're going to talk a little bit more about drafting when we get back.
Drafting.
With Connor Baxter.
Coming up next.
I'm Matt Johnston from SUP Love, and today we're going to look at the SUP Love Stingray Salt 14 foot by DeVell. The 14-foot Stingray Salt by DeVell is an evolution of our original Stingray 12'6" race board. Yet we've increased the width of it through the middle when we've put some more foam in the tail, and basically retained the intricate bottom shape that's on all our Stingray products, but there's been a few magic tweaks there by Andrew just to make it more user-friendly in open water.
SUP Love is really innovative, and I think that's what a lot of people are looking for right now, just not your average race board. But you know what? It is fast, and it is just the best flat water board that I've tried of any boards.
Very few times where I've been paddling, you really feel a connection between yourself and the board and the paddle that you're using, and the SUP Love Salt is by far become my favorite board for a number of different reasons. It's really fast, it's really light, being able to paddle 8 to 10 strokes per side, and you can get it customized to your weight too. For an extra $100 on top of the retail price, you can get over, you know, it's supporting your weight, and it's going to be the optimal design for your ability.
The SUP Love Stingray range are incredibly fast boards. I implore you that if you're looking for a race board, whether that be open water or flat water, and you really want to go fast and you're committed about going fast, go to your local race scene and see if someone's got a Stingray and ask if you can borrow it and have a paddle, or alternatively contact SUP Love and we can organise to get your feet on one of our boards. They're incredibly fast, and no one so far has been disappointed in what we've promised to deliver.
racing downwind or surf races, even flat water. It's got a partial coil, so that way the leash doesn't drag in the water. The adjustable end strap, so you can adjust it to fit a 12-6, a 14, or unlimited board. And there's also a loop around where it straps on your calf or your ankle, so you can bend over and pull the leash off really easily. All right, we are back with Connor Baxter. This is going to be the time when we say go. Don't call us yet, but it's going to be the time where you get to call and ask Connor Baxter a question, anything you'd like. We are actually going to ask you a few questions, but before we get to that, we have our health spot, and I'm not going to be making any extravagant...
Wait. We got to follow up on the drafting thing.
Oh, yeah.
The drafting. We can't skip drafting. I mean, this is what people are waiting. They're going to bomb the SUP Connect headquarters if we want to talk about drafting. So anyway, just tell us, just lay it out. What's up with drafting? Good, bad, should not?
It's good and bad. I mean, if you look at it, all the races, big races, they have it, you know? So I'm not 100% against it, but right now it's gnarly. I mean, that's the best way. I mean, people are just sucking up on your tail and passing you at the last second, you know?
So what you're saying is that people don't have etiquette.
Exactly. There's no etiquette out there, and it's just all over the place.
Lay it out. So what should people do?
It should
Straight from Connor Baxter.
It just has to be organized. I mean, you have the Tour de France, you have the NASCAR. I mean, those races are, what, 500 miles? I mean, they're long distance, and they have teams. I'll work together with a Starboard teammate, you know, or whoever it is, but it has to just be more organized, and if you're going to draft, pull your own weight. I mean, Tour de France, they have like a move when you're on the bike. You move your elbow. That means to either pull your weight, get to the front, or just get off my tail. Don't keep on drafting, you know, and it just has to be organized.
So let me play the devil's advocate here, because you know I'm not even fast enough to draft you guys. That's how sad it is. But anyway, here's the thing. Say somebody comes back and says, wait, if you don't want me to draft you, just slow down and let me pass you, draft me, and then, you know, at the finish line, sprint to pass me. What do you say to that objection? And I'm just playing the devil's advocate. I have no horse in the race.
I mean, why would you want to go slower if you can go faster? Why would you want, if you're the fastest person, why would you want to slow down and let people go ahead of you either? Right?
What I would say is just pull up side by side and let's go. And if you can't keep up or stay up with me, then don't go back on my tail. If you can keep up and stay with me within, like, I don't know, whatever, I'm not going to give a time limit. I'm just going to say, okay, well, yeah, you're staying up with me. Then, okay, maybe I'll work with you, you know? But like I said, I mean, I would rather work with a teammate like Zane, Starboard, you know? Like have a team of 5 or 4 or 3, it doesn't really matter, but have that team for these, I mean, I guess comparison 11 city tour, you know, where I sit on Bart and Zane, or I guess Bart because he's the defending champion, but he would sit on our tails the whole entire race and then last second go for the win, you know?
And he's not going to do that.
But
yeah, but if you're working as a team,
if you're working as a team,
and he's the lead paddler, defending champion.
Tahoe Nalu, for example, Brandy and I, we you know, we're competitors, but we also, you know, when you have the drafting aspect, the race started and she was, you know, she was right there, and I, as a competitor now, I'm forced to make a decision whether or not you say, okay, I'm gonna try and work with this person, or I'm gonna just, you know, be stubborn-headed and try and do the whole race and pull the person no matter what because I just want to be the one in the front. And then at the end they have energy saved. So at the beginning of the Nalu, you know, Brandy's drafting me, and I said, hey, let's take turns. And she's like, hey, it's cool. I had my GPS on. I could see how long we were there. And every 5 minutes I said, okay, it's been 5 minutes. Let's switch, or 15, however we did it. And then you get to a certain point in the race where you have so many miles left where you say, okay, let's split off and do our own thing, and the race is the race, and that's how you do
but
it.
I mean, it sucks that we have to do that, you know? I mean,
and not everybody's following that kind of
Exactly.
etiquette. That's having etiquette.
Definitely.
But then there's the people where, for example, in your case, where you're polling and you've had instances, we're not going to name any names, where you've said, hey, get off me.
Yeah.
Hey, let's, come take a turn.
That's a nice way to put
and
it.
People, that your competitors don't listen. They tune you out, and they just take as long of a ride as they can get, and it gets discouraging sometimes.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
And then there's all the rules of classes and boards and
exactly.
gender and all these different things, but we should start with etiquette. But just like everything, surfing, people in the lineup don't have etiquette.
So bottom line, play it nice, right?
Yep.
Don't be just drafting the whole time. Like if you want to draft, maybe go back and forth if you're capable of that.
Exactly.
If not, just fall off. And
racers talk, so we know
who
you are.
We are taking names.
But we're not going to publicize them. But you're not going to be making any friends by drafting someone the whole time and passing them at the
That's
end.
right. You be careful. You might see two brown men, Anthony Velle and I, knocking on your door. That's scary. So you don't want that. Don't draft.
Don't draft.
Don't draft, but draft
nicely with etiquette.
I have a nice Be Ocean Minded sticker on the tail of my board.
Yep.
And it says Be Ocean Minded. So hopefully, if people are reading that, someone after a while,
the vibe just
it sinks in, and they think maybe I shouldn't be doing this, or I'm not going to pass it. I'm going to be ocean minded.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
So maybe one key thing too is work strategies before the race.
Yeah.
Some of the people that you're friends with, to maybe offset some of the people who just draft all day long.
Exactly.
So, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we have to do, so.
Yeah. All right, so drafting now off the table. Don't nuke the SUP headquarters. We covered it, and now we're going to get healthy.
And, I just wanted to talk about a product today. This is Mila. This is the miracle seed of the Aztecs. It's a chia seed, basically, and ground up, grown at ultra-fine, wonderful altitudes and conditions, and it's just really good for you. It's super high in omega-3s. Great in fiber, has so many wonderful attributes. I wish I could tell you all of them. I'm not a total Mila expert yet, but I've been taking it for a couple years now, and I love it. I take it every day.
And on a personal note, let me just tell you that you got to pay attention, very close attention to this segment, because I myself have learned tons from Candace Appleby, juicing. In fact, we've had lots of people coming to us and say, Candace, now I bought a juicer. Now I'm
Dave Bainey, another top supper. He was inspired by that.
Yeah, and in fact, one of the reasons why I lost 35 pounds in 2 months is because I looked at ways of replacing the sugar craving with health, sugars and fructose and just natural things. And that was one of the things that you covered in one of the segments. So there you go, 35 pounds later, looking fit. I'm married, don't worry, don't, okay, no. But because of the segment, so there you go, pay attention, pay close attention.
And again, Mila, this is really great for you. There's other types of chia seeds out there, but none are grown quite in the conditions that this chia seed is grown, and it's ultra ground. You can purchase it at CandaceAppleby.lifemax.net, actually. And a lucky caller in today is going to win this bag. This is a 1 pound bag of Mila, and it's valued at $55. So this stuff is really good. I take it every day, and the Aztecs, they used to take chia seeds and go do 100-mile desert runs, and it's super good for you. And sometimes those race mornings that I wake up and I'm having nerves and I can't have my regular breakfast, I'll put a couple extra scoops and take it, and I know I've got something in me just to save me for the race. So
there you go. If you're traveling and you can't find your regular food, there's something you might want to bring along, right?
Great for digestion, and the person who actually turned me on to this, her name's Ivalani Isbell, and it actually reversed her father's dementia, she said.
Oh my goodness.
Within a month of taking it.
That's
crazy.
Yeah.
And you stay tuned, because we're going to be talking about how Connor Baxter can be so fast and so lean.
Yeah.
Where are his muscles? He'll tell you in just a bit.
So right now, I'm gonna open up the phone lines. Anybody that wants to call in and ask Connor Baxter a question, go right ahead.
Oh, there you go. 858-348-4495.
In the meantime, I want to ask you about the choke stroke. Now, I've actually started doing the Connor Baxter, as most people refer to it now.
The Connor Baxter.
I've put it into my repertoire, but.
What's your impression? Tell us. We know he goes fast.
I like
so
it. I mean,
what are the features? What's the?
Why do you do when it's windy, you get a really good leverage. You're a lot lower from the wind, and
More
you get to switch up your muscle groups.
Yep.
So your top hand you're basically using your whole body weight to just push the paddle forward, and your bottom arm gets more leverage being closer to the paddle. Here's a nice shot of it.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you get even lower too. But
when there's wind,
and once your body's used to it, it makes you can get your cadence up pretty fast.
That's when I do it. I mean, starts, finishes, going around buoys. It's just to get the cadence up and just allows you to get a little bit more speed. I mean, obviously, Molokai, I'm on my handle the whole time, just grinding the whole way. But for battle the paddle and some of these course races, that's when I use it. I mean, get off the line. I mean, at the Molokai off the line I did, just to get that extra little, I don't even know what you call it. Yeah, just a little gap and play that mind game on them right from the beginning.
Yeah. It's probably one of the most common things people ask you, right?
Yeah.
So tell us, break down the Connor Baxter stroke. I mean, how did you do it?
I mean,
what was the idea?
Originally, I think I had too long of a paddle, and it just kind of got comfortable like that, and just with the paddles in between my fingers, and it just got comfortable. And then Holland race, it's a 150-mile race. I mean, the first few days was straight into 12 knots of wind, and
wow.
I don't know what made me think of it, but I just slacked down and started paddling, and it was just like, wow, this is 100 times easier, I mean, instead of like a big stroke, and then coming back, I can already been doing 3 paddles, and get that much farther in head, and it's a big advantage for sure.
So I'm going to ask you about actually the specifics of how you put your hands on the paddle, because it seems like you can do it in a few different ways.
Yeah.
But just a quick reminder, you can call us. That's the phone number, and you can also tweet us. So didn't mention that. You can tweet us at twitter.com/SupConnect. You can also drop comments on our Facebook page if you're watching it on Facebook.
Yep.
If you're also watching it on the website, on the show's page, there's a comment box. There are a million ways that you can interact with us. If you are about to leave your home or your desk and you need to watch it, we also play on mobile devices, so pull out your phone, pull out your iPad, and keep watching the show, because right now I want to know how in the world, how do you place your hands? So you kind of refer to this.
Yeah, I mean, it's
having the
paddle in between my fingers here, and just, slack up on it and go to town, I guess. It's, like I said, kind of just got comfortable holding the paddle in between my pointer and my middle finger, and just, it's more of a pushing, whereas this is a body, and everything gets put into it, and that I can just really get my cadence up and just get it just and get
you
ahead.
also bend your knees.
Yep,
and
I almost bounce with it and try to get some speed through that. I don't know if it does it, but it's almost, it feels like I can almost pump the board on flat water, depending on the board, and really helps out a lot.
So the pumping, that's one of the questions I've always had, is like, do you pump it or not? And I've always wondered, like, are you actually helping move
he does.
forward?
You should see the ways
when I
that he's
paddle,
pitching in our training practice.
When I paddle, I try to push down at the same time, push down on my board, and then when I'm coming up, the board and me both come up and kind of almost get a little glide and release a lot of the weight, and just kind of pump it on the flat water.
So we had a lot of you calling earlier. So if you want to call, now is the time. Now the lines are open.
Give us a call.
Yeah, just give us a call.
And we're going to give away this $55 bag of Mila. If you're not the winner, you can go and purchase it online at CandiceAppleby.lifemax.com. But we're going to ask a question. And if you were paying attention earlier in the show, you would know how old Connor Baxter was when he paddled the Molokai Channel solo for the first time. So, if you know the answer to that question, call in, win a bag of Mila, and ask Connor Baxter a question. You can talk to him.
That's crazy. You can actually talk to him. You can talk to Connor.
858-348-4495.
And I'll be here answering the phone. So there you go. Somebody's going to call. Yeah, why don't you call? Make sure the system is working. After all, it's a new studio, so
we're in a new studio
we have
here.
to double check, make sure we have everything going. So, oh, there it is. 858-348-4495. You can win $50 worth of
Connor
coins.
just had a birthday.
What?
Yeah.
Gee,
I heard you're 18.
18, just turned 18.
I heard you got a tattoo.
I didn't hear that.
Can we see it? Let's
go.
Somebody's calling.
It is working. The system is working. All right.
Let's see.
Here we go.
Oh,
whoa, now we got a
another
bunch
one.
of calls. Oh, great. Okay. So.
Hello.
Alrighty. Welcome. And please your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, Neil from Dana Point.
Alrighty.
Who is it? Sorry.
Neil from Dana Point.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how you guys doing?
We're doing good. Thanks for calling in.
What's the deal you got serving?
Yeah, we got a good one in this morning, but you know, got to do the job, right?
Work.
So do you know how old Connor Baxter was when he first paddled the Molokai Channel solo?
14?
14.
14. Wow.
14. Good job.
Somebody was
Awesome.
paying attention.
We got a bag of Mila coming your way. If you can email us your home address and your phone number to info@supconnect.com, we'll get that out to you as soon as we can.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions? Did you want to ask any of us a question? Any questions, comments, concerns?
Yeah, I was curious, what size blade do you guys use on your paddles when you're racing?
That's a really good question. The question was, what size blade do we use on our paddles when we're racing? I know for myself, personally, I have a different blades for different types of races, and different types of shafts, different lengths. But as far as the blade's concerned, I'll bounce between an 83 and a 90, depending on if it's a relay or if it's a part of a multi-discipline race. If there's a multi-discipline race that incorporates some sort of swimming and prone paddling with stand-up as the last leg, because of the body muscles, I like to use a smaller blade. And then for other types of races, I'll use a 90, but with a different size shaft and at a different length. Connor, what about you?
So just following up on that really quickly. So shorter shaft and smaller blades for shorter
more sprint races.
And then longer distance, longer shaft,
bigger.
more area.
Exactly. And, you know, the board that you're on really makes a difference, too. For example, if you're doing a downwinder and you're on a really big unlimited and you're a couple more inches off the water, you're going to need a longer paddle, too. So, you know, paddles are like golf clubs. I have lots of different paddles for lots of different types of races. But, Connor, what do you use? What size blade do you use?
I use Starboard paddles, and they run their system. It's like surface area. So I use 475, and it's a fairly small blade. I mean,
and that's by centimeters, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, like everybody knows, I do that high cadence strokes, so I tend to go with the smaller blade. I run my paddles like around 82, so I only need one paddle. I mean, if I have to go into that long grind, hard paddle, I can do that. And then when I switch over to the whatever you want to call it, Connor Baxter stroke, I have the small blade to do it, and that's been working out pretty well for me, so yeah.
Awesome. So for you, because you choke down on your paddle, you really only need one size, and then you choke to wherever you want it to
Exactly.
be. But then for surfing, of course, you use something smaller.
Yeah, surfing, it's like head high.
Yeah. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, very much. Thank you.
Awesome. All right, well, thanks for calling in, and don't forget to send us that information, and we'll get you your bag of Mila.
Cool. See you guys next weekend.
See ya. Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you, Neil. All right, and the lines are open again. So, Neil, thanks a lot for calling. That was a great question, by the way. So,
yeah, it was. That was a great question.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what is interesting too is that I was actually watching. Right now, we have just up the street the Lower Trestles WCT's World Surf Contest, best surfers in the world. And you see like all the local shapers, all the shapers in town, like they're fine-tuning and tweaking and like every little thing, the different fin, the different rails. And the same thing with stand-up paddleboarding, right? It's like the different blade, the shaft, the board, conditions. So it does come down to a lot of fine tuning for just that extra edge.
Definitely.
It does.
I mean, it's just anything. I mean, anything you want to do, you want to not only be 100% ready, you want your equipment to be 100% ready, and whether it's putting on it on your board, I mean, makes you go that much faster, you know, but in the end of a distance race especially, it makes a difference.
Exactly.
So for people who don't know, On It Pro is, tell us about it. I know what it is. But yeah.
On It Pro is just a cream. I mean, they have the cleaner and then the actual cream that goes on the bottom of the board, which makes you go faster. I mean, makes your bottom of your board slipperier than water, and allows you to glide a little bit easier, catch those bumps that you normally wouldn't catch, and have a good time.
And those guys are awesome. They come to all the races. They're at the Battle of the Paddle. They will scrub down your board, polish it. They are so awesome.
They got it down.
Yeah, they take such good care. I remember they gave me a couple bottles to take home and do it myself, and I was doing it at home, and it just was not the same.
They did it so much easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got the tools. They got the buffer.
Yeah. If you check out their Facebook page, too, there's a lot of great pictures from that Surf Race to Victory last week, so if you go to the On It Pro Facebook page. But awesome. Is there any shout-outs you'd like to give, and or any products you have coming out, do sponsorships, any shout-outs you want to...
I mean, of course, my mom and dad. I mean, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here. And they've helped out so much and everything. Sponsors, getting me to the beach every day. Now I got my license.
Yeah, watch out.
And, of course, my sponsors, Starboard, Maui Gym, Rista, and Rainbow. Big thanks to them helping me travel here in Cali, you know. I mean, big thanks to all of them. And for them, I wouldn't be having as much fun as I am.
All right, and... So what do we have up next? We got the battle. There's about a week and a half left. I know we'll be putting the grind on until the big grand finale of the season.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
Correct.
Anything exciting after the battle for you?
Well, yeah, I mean, battle's pretty much the last big race. I mean, that's going to settle it all. I mean, basically that kind of crowns the best paddler, I feel like, and then after that, we have the end of the World Series, and that's in Oahu, Turtle Bay. So that'll be pretty interesting. Kai and I were tied. Miami kind of got him in a little bit of the lead with my little mess up, but shouldn't be too worried. And I think going on an adventure to Madagascar. So
ooh, Madagascar!
That'll be pretty interesting.
Wait, you've been... Before we, close out, you've been so many cool places. Can you just rattle off some of the places you've been? I've read it in your bio.
Just as a quick note, Turtle Bay is an awesome destination. So if you have an opportunity to go, you get to race. They're very supportive of the stand-up paddle community.
Yep.
This show here is partly possible because they're one of our sponsors. So make sure also go there, check out this guy's race, and have fun.
Yeah,
there's a picture of you there with an elephant. That's in Africa, right? That was your SUP safari you did?
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome.
That was an amazing trip.
And now you're going to go to Madagascar.
Yeah.
And who are you going there with?
Same guy that I did the Africa trip, Bart Deswart.
Wow.
Great guy. I mean, knows everything about everything. He sailed around the world. I mean, anybody that's sailed around the world, I mean, they have so much knowledge. And not to say, I mean, paddling from Big Island to Kauai.
That's pretty nice.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, one thing to paddle, I mean, layered guys, they paddled to the island, biked to the other side, paddled again. I mean, unescorted, 5 days, 5 nights on the board, sleeping on a normal board you're paddling, trying to balance on, you know?
He told me sometimes he was sleeping and he had some inflatables and he would flip. Like a rogue wave would come, and he had a GPS to kind of alert him to wake him up every 15 minutes.
Yeah. Exactly.
To stay on course.
To stay on course, make sure there's no ships.
And it's 5 days unassisted, not like in Mission Bay, San Diego, or like Carlsbad Lagoon.
I mean, you're in the middle of nowhere.
Unassisted
you miss your destination. You're going to Tahiti. You're in nowhere, you know. So he's definitely one of those crazy guys who's like, I don't know, sounds fun. It's like, are you crazy? Yeah, he has to be if you want to do that.
So he's going to take you crocodile hunting on stand-up paddleboards.
Basically, yeah.
How fun.
It'll be pretty interesting.
Awesome. Well, it was a pleasure to have you. Thanks for calling in, Neil. That was great to have a caller.
Yep.
And we've got the Battle of the Paddle. It's about a week away. So make sure you folks come down, check it out, see what's going on, and it'll be fun. Want to do a repeat again?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Sounds good to me.
The winners!
Sounds good to me.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. We're going to leave you with one last commercial, and we'll see you next week.